So I've had a lot of friends that are trying to dip their toes into crypto ask me this one simple question. Why is blockchain the future? My name is Otto Gomes. I've been in the industry for about a decade, and by the end of this video, you should learn a little bit more about the crypto space. So the first point that I want to make is the difference between upward and downward flow of power and profits, okay? In this current centralized system, we live in a world where we pay taxes, we give power, we give them jurisdiction over our lives, all upwards towards a centralized governing power. That's just the world we live in right now, okay? Blockchain, when it was presented to the world, it gave us the ability to switch it up on them, to flow the power down. So we have the ability to individually control our data, control our information that's coming out of us when we interact with the internet. Where before, everything was being handled by third parties and they were benefiting from our data and our information. So that's the first point. We kind of flip the flow of power on its head so that we can get control of our lives back. The second point that I want to make is the difference between decentralization and centralization. That to me is probably one of the biggest hurdles that we had to overcome to truly become sovereign, is how can we individually gain that power? How does it actually work? So blockchain, what it does is, instead of us accessing the internet and going to one central location for the information, we are now getting the information directly into our servers. So instead of accessing an external server that's centralized, owned by a big corporation, you now own all the information on your own computer. And what makes it, easy to communicate in this new decentralized paradigm is the blockchain. So the blockchain facilitates that communication in the decentralization of information. And the third point is that awareness is inevitable. I honestly believe that we're in a time that the more questions we ask, the more curious we are, the more truth starts to get peeled back. And so if awareness is inevitable, that means that more people are going to start to want to become more sovereign, want to become more free. And the next step is to research. When you're dealt a hand of tension and scarcity and divisiveness, it's really easy to, once you become aware, to step away from that and pursue things that are going to help you become more sovereign and more free and more community-minded. So awareness is inevitable. That means that people are going to start pursuing, freedom and sovereignty in any way possible. And crypto is, as small as it is, the biggest issue that we're having right now is just adoption. The products are there, that they work. The industry wants people to be a part of it. But the problem I see is there isn't enough pressure on the individual yet for them to feel the urge and the need to really pursue an alternative means, an alternative way of transacting and doing an ecosystem. So I think blockchain is inevitable because of that. Eventually it's going to get to a point where enough people are going to start researching and going after it that you'll get that adoption chasm turned on real quick. I would say that not until 2 years ago was it ready for any sort of adoption. Up until 2 years ago, the whole space was just creating the engines, creating the groundwork, like how the back end works. Only in the last couple of years have they shifted into user experience and user interface. So just now they're starting to get the feedback from the communities and the masses of what the needs actually are. They created the product out of necessity and out of what they understood to be what the people wanted, but now the people are using it, they see that there's all these little bugs and things that need to be shifted. So I think that once that gets cleaned up enough, we'll get more people into the space. And I think we're about, I say 1 to 2 years out, just based on my experience in the last decade that I've been. So if you want to know more about crypto and know more and dive deeper into what I'm talking about, make sure you check out my course. It's on my website, ottogomes.live. And follow me on Instagram for more of these little cool snippets about the crypto space for you to learn in bite-sized content. Thank you guys, and always remember, make sure you gamify your abundance.